Ville, you have had like an amazing journey. You're like a tech guy, a business person, and now you've discovered this inner work. How did you end up doing all the work you do now?
I don't feel myself like switching from one kind of person to another. I just add layers. Yeah, this is true that like first my basic or my base is like engineering approach. Yep. I always like to look behind the things and to understand how world works. And just this target is just changed, the object is changed. It was physical first, and now it's more like above physical. Mm-hmm. So how the emotions work, how the thinking process works. And so I still feel myself mostly as engineer, just object.
Maybe like a mind engineer.
Maybe. Or designer.
Oh yeah, mind designer. What tools do you use personally? Have you got any rituals or any? What do you do?
From physical side, of course most exercise, if you do them correctly, can be physical plus more. Yeah. So energy and even above. Then I have 5 Tibetans, what I do every morning, and something and martial arts, which are always like mixed between physical world and other levels. But daily, I always, from the beginning, I think when I was like 19, I understood that all those yoga courses and whatever meditation you do, this is like preparation for real life. So the target is to get some kind of personal experience and knowledge and skill in environment which is more controlled, as empty room, outside of whatever noise there is, and then to translate to normal life. Yeah. So my yoga or my exercises are happening especially when I have really tense negotiations, especially when somebody's like pushing me or even attacking me, then these are the moments I try to use that knowledge, and these are the moments when this is most useful.
You have been on board Let's Do It from the very beginning. I think you were already involved somehow in 2008 and 2009 when we started in Estonia with 50,000 people just picking up litter here.
Yes, I was.
How has this journey changed you as a person to come here today and speak about inner cleanup now when the whole other 191 countries were talking about global world cleanup?
I recall we had quite tense talk with Rainer Nõlvak, founder of all that, yes. Like who had the first idea, and this was, I think, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, when everything about this physical world cleanup was already going on quite nicely. And I felt personally, and I told him that maybe it's time for me to step back, because if you start some or help to start some initiative and it's living its own life, then it is very important to understand when is the moment that it can live without you, and maybe it's even better that it goes freely. And then I tried to explain to him that my next target would be start to clean like inside, of course starting with myself, and then we had like discussion, or even I could say fight, that the problem with inner work is that you have to start from yourself, and this is actually really personal, so you cannot do it easily by campaign, like you can clean physical world. Yes. But I really felt that my dedication was like shifted towards the next target, and I really feel that even if we manage to keep or actually clean the world and keep it clean, then next level is that we have lot of garbage and not recycled energy inside of our bodies, as you can see from even news. Everybody's talking about mental health those days. But I think, to be honest, like Gunther was mentioning yesterday, that if we go the same to clean, if target is to clean the planet and to change the approach of people, the way that it will stay clean, that actually we haven't managed. The statistics are getting worse. So we have to do something differently. And my point is that this is what I suggest to do is one solution, at least one big help for that. So if people are cleansed in the mind, this will help a lot to solve all the problems outside.
What would be the very easy first steps to get going? It is difficult to even notice the cigarette butt in the ground. Once you see it, you can't ignore it anymore, and then you pick it up. What about our minds?
Exactly the same. Awareness. You cannot clean environment around you if you are not aware enough to understand that there is something wrong. So now just the same concentration or awareness should be turned just other direction, inwards. So actually the tools are the same. Awareness, dedication, energy, and time.
Where would you even start? Like you said as well in your workshop today that there are very many techniques how to start cleaning your inner mind. Where to start there? Like where do you get the information? Where is
There's a lot of information available all over the world. You can
most likely listen to your heart and you know what works for you.
But what I suggest to do is that the problem is not the number of techniques available. There are maybe too many.
Yes.
But my suggestion is that people should try different and find those ones which work for them better than others. And as we choose food. First, when we were younger, then we ate the food what our family used to eat. And then we started to discover differences. And now you don't eat exactly the same food. So you give different nutrition to your body than your parents did. So this is a cultural thing. And the same with inner work. So it's not like your teacher or your guru or your neighbor or friend suggests you one technique about your mind and you try it and it's not working with you and you think that, oh, those mind techniques don't work. But there are thousands of different techniques. So you should investigate and find the tools which work best for you. And to be even more precise, you have to be clear that over the time they will change. As you will develop, then you will change your tools in your toolbox to the new ones. So some of them will stay maybe till the end of your life, but some of them will change. So you have to be really like eager to investigate and to try. Personal practice is the most important thing. Personal experience.
Well, you work with different businesses as well and different groups of people at the moment. How do you feel the more responsibility one has, the more pressure one has, right? And when it comes to environmental organization leaders, their mental health is actually problematic because they see so much disaster and they're so in this, oh my gosh, everything is wrong with our planet, can we save it? What would be the tricks to stabilize or even improve the mental health of those people who do so much for us?
Maybe it's surprising, but I would say that the main thing is people are taking things too personally. But this is not. I don't mean that you should like separate yourself from world. It's just opposite. If you don't, for example, something happened with your friend, And if you identify yourself and feel the same exactly what happened with him, then you cannot help him.
That is a good point.
But you can help him much better if you don't identify, you don't take personally like the same, like you don't feel that this is happened with you, even if you have really good connection. And we think we have to take the same approach with every process. If there's always people, there are a lot of people in hunger right now. Do we feel it? But it doesn't mean that we don't act about it. But if we really could feel like hunger of all the people who are feeling it right now, we would be paralyzed.
Yes.
Right. So this is this question of like leveling, like empathy and identification. And if you find a good correlation, if empathy is like 0, then of course you don't see that there is something like should be fixed in world. But you should actually regulate it correctly. And there's only one way to do it. Yes. That you have to have some kind of, not some kind of, quite good level of awareness of your thoughts and feelings.
So yes, regulating the problem you see and distancing is as you would do with any emotion, as you spoke in your workshop. Exactly. It's the same method. So whatever we feel inside, we actually reflect to the outside.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much for your time.
Welcome.